So at the same time, in the same season, you've got the biggest, broadest storytelling and filmmaking we've ever done, and also some of the most intimate storytelling we've ever done.
My name is Nathan Johnson. I'm with the Direct. We actually spoke for the best Christmas pageant ever, so it's nice to speak with you again. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
So I'll just jump right into it. Ask about season 5 of The Chosen. Why did you think that the Last Supper was such an important event? This season it has the title The Chosen, The Last Supper, and the Last Supper plays out across each episode. So why was it so important for you to make this such a big event?
Well, I believe the Last Supper in history and in the Gospels is a significant event. Think about the things that take place. There's so many truth bombs, as we call them, in the Last Supper. Jesus gives instructions for the future. He exhibits what humility and true leadership look like by washing the disciples' feet, which would have been scandalous and shocking at the time as a rabbi and as a leader to do that for his students. And we also see the betrayal of Judas take place at the Last Supper, all under the umbrella of Passover. And it's a Passover meal, which Jews had been doing for hundreds of years. And Jesus changed it a little bit to say, I am now the new thing that you are that remembering and representing in the Passover meal. So those are things that truly changed the course of history. The way that Christianity, and I would say any good leadership, can be defined is by many of the things that Jesus said and did at the Last Supper. So in the midst of a week of big historical moments, the triumphal entry, the betrayal of Judas, the turning over the tables in the temple, Jesus's final days, we believed it was very important to imbue into the whole season the important truths that Jesus was leaving the disciples with before he died.
So how was being on set for this season different than in the past? It was definitely a more emotional season, so I'm just wondering how it was different maybe this season than it was last season.
I would say 6 seasons in, because we are now working on season 6, I think people would be surprised to know that it's not much different from season 1. Whether there's 100 people watching or 100 million people watching, we are still a group of flawed artists trying our best to make a show that honors the truth of these stories and does an effective job of capturing the greatest story ever told. What's different about season 5 is that it's the biggest scope and backdrop we've ever had. It takes place in Jerusalem with 1 million people all in one spot. So there's more intensity, there's more action, there's more scope than we've ever had. And The Last Supper, which took 4 days to film, is the most intimate. To spend 4 days with just Jesus's 12 apostles in one room at one table is a uniquely bonding and intimate experience. So at the same time, in the same season, you've got the biggest, broadest storytelling and filmmaking we've ever done, and also some of the most intimate storytelling we've ever done. So that's what's different about it. But I would say the process is still the same. We're trying to do the best we can with the resources we can.
You talked about the scope and then how intimate it was. What kind of conversations did you have with the cast to help convey the emotions that this season needed?
We're always obsessed with humanity. The Jesus and the apostles are usually portrayed as stained glass windows or paintings, even when they are in film. um, we are saying always, let's not treat this as a biblical epic project. Let's treat it as a portrayal of human beings. And when that's happening, and when I do my job as a director of putting the actors in that space of humanity and relationship, it actually becomes easy because they've been together for 5 seasons now. They're very close. The characters on screen are very close. And when your teacher and leader and closest friend is telling you that he's not going to be with you anymore and that he's about to suffer, and that as they're doing their honoring of the Last Supper, the Passover meal, which has tremendous significance for these people, and they're realizing it will be their last one with him, I think the circumstances play themselves out. So we don't have to say, okay, now is when you really have to focus on being emotional and sad. I don't need to do that. We just need to remind ourselves of the circumstances and play them with humanity.